Time now for the Sports Six-Pack with Andrew Rogers.
It's that time again, Sports Six-Pack here at Hale Varsity Club. Hopefully you are on your way here listening to this podcast to get a six-pack of your own. Some of the best beer and food specials all the time at Hale Varsity Club. Plus, if you get a Hale Varsity subscription, that's by using the promo code AR for monthly. You can also use that DB promo code, but we like that monthly, right, Shaner? We like that monthly promo code. Use AR when you sign up for your Hale Varsity subscription, and that gives you not only the first month free, I believe, but those perks and deals here at Hale Varsity Club. Let's get into the six-pack. Shane, let's go.
Question number 1.
Who's your favorite wide receiver in the portal that you think Nebraska should jump on?
A lot of good ones. Dante Thornton, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, the Oregon kid. He's a very good wide receiver, but I don't think he's going to end up in Nebraska. Big-bodied receiver, though. There's the kid from Mizzou. I like him. Let's make my case for Dominic Lovett. Excuse me, the sophomore. And here's why I think he would be a good receiver.
Okay, what do you got?
So, because of his age, that fits really well into the Matt Rule development plan, right? It's not the, hey, we want to get you in, we want to get you out. Especially when you work with guys in the portal, you want to develop. And he was a 4-star receiver from East St. Louis. He led Mizzou in receptions and receiving yards this year. He also was third in the SEC in receiving yards, I believe. But when I saw a lot of reporters on Twitter after hearing the news that Lovett went to the portal, it was kind of like oh no, like we just lost our guy moment. And it's kind of like the same state of mind Nebraska's in when they lose Trey Palmer to the draft. Now, there's a lot more that goes into just wide receiver talk and wide receiver replacements. In this case, Nebraska got their guy in Matt Rule. But I think Dominic Lovett would really excel in this program and could also be a little Trey Palmer-esque when it comes down to it. He has a lot of suitors. I'm sure Colorado will be knocking on the door. They're knocking on everybody's door right now. But a lot of reports have him landing in the Big Ten somewhere. And I'd rather not see that be Illinois, his home state, even though it's closer to St. Louis. Or like Penn State, for example. Because Penn State always has that one guy. If he's in the Big Ten, please get him to Nebraska. Let's go with Dominic Lovett.
Question number 2.
What was your biggest lineup mistake last week?
Dude, let me tell you this story. This is a fantasy football question. And I'm happy this question got sent in because it fell perfectly. Like, sometimes some may say it's coincidence. Other times it's just meant to be. And in this case, total coincidence that this question came in. So I'm just happy I get to talk about this. So I was in between two guys for Monday Night Football. And it was my flex spot, so I could choose either the running back or the wide receiver. It was Chris Godwin and Rachaad White. And I had Rachaad White in there originally. And I needed 10 points to win my fantasy week, standard league. So not PPR, no nothing. And Chris Godwin is who I ended up going with. And he had 63 receiving yards. He was the better option that day. But Rachaad White got the touchdown. And even though he didn't have the biggest game, his end zone opportunity would have made me a winner, and a winner in a league where I absolutely needed to win. And now I have to win next week and hope I have more points for than my opponent. So it's funny, though, because that last play of the game, Chris Godwin caught the touchdown, and then there was a holding penalty. And then Rachaad White gets the touchdown right after. I mean, naturally, that's how it works. You're battling back and forth, and of course the football gods are like, no matter who you choose, I'm going to screw you. And that's what they did.
Question number 3.
Trey Turner makes his way to Philly. Is he the missing piece that will get them back into the World Series?
He helps. That's for darn sure. I mean, how about reuniting Harper and Turner? That's great. I think so. I think they need another pitcher. And why not deal or sign a pitcher? But if you deal maybe Rhys Hoskins, you can get something for Rhys Hoskins right now, especially after his playoff performance. Now, maybe they think Rhys is better suited in Philly, and that's fine too. But I think Philly can make a case for themselves again that they should be in the World Series. This year people counted them out. Although every year that Philadelphia comes into the season, what do people say? This is a playoff team. This is a team that can make a run at a World Series. When you get a guy like Harper, you sign a guy like Zach Wheeler, you make big moves like that. You help your bullpen get better in regards to David Robertson.
Team that's going to get 110 wins, all that stuff.
Right. You always say that, but they never do. But now you get a guy like Trey Turner, and things change. This is becoming a super team. I think this could be a back-to-back World Series runner here. Maybe a little bit like the Kansas City Royals back in, 2014, 2015? Or was it 2015, 2016?
Something like that. It's been a minute.
And didn't they lose the first year, or am I wrong?
Well, they've only got the one.
Right, but I don't know if they won the first year and lost the second year,
gotcha.
or if it was vice versa.
When was the last back-to-back?
World Series champion?
Yeah, was it Yankees? Like 4 or 5, something like that?
No, because 4 was the Red Sox, 5 was the White Sox.
But about that time?
Yeah, was it 8, 9?
Was it?
Did they win back-to-back years in 8, 9?
It's something you don't see too often.
No, it would have been the Yankees. You're absolutely – because it would have been either Jeter in the late 90s or it would have been the Yankees in like 08, 09, New York Yankees World Series. Let's look this up. It was not 08. They won in 09, but the last one that I see for them was 99-2000.
99-2000, okay.
So, I don't know if there's been another one. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
Question number 5.
Oh, I skipped 4. Here, hold on.
Uh-oh. 2 bears at the same time. You're double fisting.
Do I really have to read this? Maybe I kind of skipped this one on purpose.
No, you got to read it.
All right. In the middle of the night, do you sit to pee or still stand? That's
TMI?
That's too much. That is just too much.
I stand. I always stand. I'm not a sit to peer. Now, are you? Like, middle of the night, it's pitch black, you don't want to turn on the lights. Are you gambling like I am, or are you a sitter?
I'm just getting in, getting it out, and getting it done.
You didn't answer me. Are you standing or sitting while you're doing that?
I am drinking.
Number 5.
Is there anybody better in the fourth quarter than Tom L. Brady?
Is his middle name L?
It might be Wayne. Thomas Wayne.
Are you sure you're not watching Batman? Or
Maybe.
Man, Rodgers is pretty good. Russ was good when he was in Seattle. He's not anymore. Patrick Mahomes is pretty darn good. Josh Allen is pretty darn good. But is there anybody better than Brady? No, I don't think so. I think that question is built perfectly. Nobody's better than Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. I'm assuming we're talking about under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
Like the 2-minute drill?
Maybe down. They get the ball last.
Right.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even have to base it upon last night at all either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you
No, all time, yeah. I'm going to stick with that. Tom Brady's the best under 2 minutes.
If you were to write a children's book, what would it be about?
Huh. This is a hard question.
Nah, it's not that hard.
Really? I would say it'd have something to do with baseball cards because I collected baseball cards as a child, so it would have something to do with that. Like, I'm not saying like trading baseball cards, but like maybe it's like the life of the baseball card.
The life of the baseball card?
Like how, like, you know, it starts like with the dad, and then it gets passed down to the kid, and the kid loses the card, and then all of a sudden, you know, at the end of the story, grandson opens up like the same card, and it brings up memories of this great moment of having this card during your childhood.
That sounds awful.
Sounds like a great children's book.
That sounds terrible.
What do you think?
Well, I tell you, mine would be a collection of probably short stories.
Okay.
Probably because I'm short.
Okay.
And they would probably be about music. Musical instruments.
I'd rather read about the baseball card.
Kids like that stuff way more.
Than baseball cards?
Yeah.
Not your average sports fan. I mean,
Not your average sports
think
fan,
about how many people had baseball cards growing up.
What are we going for here? Like 3, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds? You're going for like 7 or 9.
It depends on your audience. Who are you catering to? I don't care.
Whatever mom buys the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling tipsy yet? Catch more of Andrew Rogers from 7 to 9 in the morning on Hail Varsity Radio.